32 FM 94.9.
All right, good morning. Welcome to Papers Review right here on 32 FM 94.9, your laughter station. My name is OLORUNTOBA YUSUF. Thank you for being a part of the show as we serve you the latest stories making headlines across the dailies this Monday morning, 19th of January 2026. So I've got the Punch newspaper, we've got the Tribune, the Guardian, the Nation, the Vanguard this morning for you. After going through the headlines, we're also bringing you our analysts to help us make sense of the stories across the dailies today. All right, let's kickstart the show with the Punch newspaper this morning. Petrol war, importers outpace Dangote with 60% supply in 2025. Federal government report shows high-stake struggle for Nigeria's petrol market as 50% fuel import duty looms. That's a rider to that story on the front page of the Punch today. On the sports side this morning, we've got the pictures of the champions Senegal beating Morocco in the AFCON final yesterday. Drama: Senegal beat Morocco to claim AFCON title. That's a caption to the picture on the front page of the Punch this morning. INT'L protest over Fubara's impeachment plot, also from the Punch newspaper. Motorists stuck as multiple collisions ground Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. 2027, my re-election unstoppable. OT tells Orji Uzor Kalu. That's from Abia States there on the front page of the Punch today. APC rules out automatic ticket for defecting governors. 30 billion naira relief or your cries politics as Makinde faces EFCC petition. Cash rush, ATM withdrawals jump more than 98% to 36 trillion naira. That's also coming from the Punch this morning. Federal government allocates below 1% of 2026 budget to fight poverty. All right, let's go to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Alleged forgery in the UK property case. Federal government files criminal charge against Michael Zekome. That's the front page of the Vanguard this morning. 52 suspects arrested in Ekpoma for looting, vandalism. That's according to the IGP 𝐃𝐈𝐒 front page of the Vanguard today. A 62.5% rise in electricity sector debt threatened federal government 1.2 trillion naira bond. Europe hits back at Trump's threat over Greenland. APC won't escape defeat in 2027. That's Olawokbo Ashim. Serapsu's governors �Wike over security vote spending. That's on the front page of the Vanguard as well. Police rescue 17 suspected trafficked children in Nasarawa State. One killed as gang attacks motorcyclist in Oshogbo. A gridlock on Lagos Bridge after truck crash kills 2 persons. Murder of 3 officers. NTLA nabs drug lord after 12-year manhunt. That's on the front page of the Vanguard as well. Gunmen kill police officer, abduct Chinese expatriate in Oyo State. Umahi's son, Osborn, picks APC chairmanship form in Ebonyi State. Rivers crisis. I'm still the governor. Fubara pledges to uphold peace in his state. 2027, getting Tinubu out of power, only the way to rescue Nigeria. That's according to the coalition, the ADC, that's African Democratic Congress. Defection of Atiku's son, symbolic coup to APC, personal matter to family. Europe hits back at Trump's tariff threat over Greenland. 81-year-old Museveni wins 7th term as Uganda's president. We never threatened to withdraw support from Alex Otti. That's Obedient Movement. Clarifying that in Abia State. You can find that on the front page of the Vanguard this morning. Murder of 3 officers. NDLEA nabs drug lord after 12-year manhunt. Domestic violence. Suspect nabbed in Sokoto after wife's killing. Front page of the Vanguard this morning. Right, let's go to the Daily Post newspaper today. Niger State, Papiri student, parent groan amid uncertainty as schools remain shut. That's a lead story there on the front page of the Daily Post this morning. Uncertainty over Kano governor's planned APC defection as Kwakunso camp mount pressure on Abba Yusuf. Still looking at the Daily Post today, AFCON Brown Southern Governors Forum hails gallant Super Eagles. Nigerian banks that have secured their licenses, that's on the business side of things, from the Daily Post today. Atiku's son Abba expelled over defection to APC. Fubara's impeachment plot, suspend Rivers lawmakers now. That's Omo urging the APC from page of the Daily Post today. Bauchi ADC denies chairman's removal, alleges moves to factionalize party. 2027, APC will be voted out. That's Benga Olaokbo Ashim. Why Kaduna will support Tinubu's re-election. That's Ubasani on the front page of the Daily Post. On the sports side, 10 European clubs react as Senegal beat host country Morocco to lift AFCON trophy. Front page of the Daily Post as well. Una Emery names team that won't finish in top 5 after loss to Aston Villa in the English Premier League. Nigeria to achieve self-sufficiency in sugar production. That's according to NSDC boss Bakrin on the front page of the Daily Post. On the business side of Daily Post, actually, NGX rebounds with 30 billion gain after SEC hikes capital requirement. TCN announces planned power outage in part of Sokoto. Governor Yusuf commends Kano police for arresting suspected killers of 7 family members. And finally, from the Daily Post this morning, what I would have done as president. That's according to Professor Pat Utomi, front page of the Daily Post today. All right, let's go to the Tribune newspaper. Front page of the Tribune. 2027 presidency debate over religious balance on Tinubu's ticket hots up. With riders, northern leaders rule out Bishop Kukah, say he is politically exposed. Northern leaders again X-ray General Musa Yewada. That's on the front page of the Tribune today. Gunmen abduct Ondo APC chieftain, kill police officer, abduct expatriate in Oyo State. That's on the front page of the Tribune today. Nigerian Air Force airstrike kills over 40 terrorists in Borno. Alleged UK property fraud. ICPC files charges against 𝐒𝐈𝐒𝐿. 7.5% VAT. Customers want CBN to caution banks over exploitation. NDLA arrests wanted drug kingpin 12 years after murder of 3 officers. Multi-million-dollar investment jobs threatened as low activity hit petroleum depot. Anxiety in INEC over Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2025. That's from the Tribune today. Commission may miss election notice timeline over delay by National Assembly. That's a rider to that story. Alleged UK property fraud. ICPC, okay, taking that one already. Food with preservative increase risk of type 2 diabetes by 47%. That's according to a study on the front page of the Tribune today. Let's quickly go to the Guardian newspaper. SEC's new capital rules stay anxiety. Stress test portfolio managers, front page of the Guardian today. NFIU, Nigeria's exit from FATF EU Black Book, a boost for the country's financial system. Federal government will inject 30 billion in 74 federal universities as unions urge pact execution. Nigerian Air Force kills over 40 insurgents, disrupt Borno attacks. Front page of the Guardian today. World Bank, large-scale rural road investment, key to Nigeria's food security goal. 2027, North 6 consensus on security and governance issues. Legal hurdles, assembly silence, deep in Rivers impeachment uncertainty. Eulogies, emotions, farewell at evening of tributes for Alex Thumples. Pengasem pushes for minimum wage replacement with sectorial CBAs. Front page of the Guardian today. And finally, Oyo Group decry Nigeria's 150,000 sickle cell birth yearly burden for the country. Front page of the Guardian today. So let's take this quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll be doing a deep dive into the headlines across the dailies today. We'll be joining the analysts virtually. Do stay with us.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM, 94.9, the antidote to depression.
I am the chef of life with Mr. Chef. Aromatist Niger vibe. Mr. Chef, 2 finger crush.
Trust your chef. Taste home, taste culture.
Chef of life. Start your day and have a good time.
𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer.
And where you need to have the break time.
𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer.
If not tea, papa gari time.
𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer. 𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer.
Brotherly! I don't finally save 70,000 for this economy. 30 December, don't set! It could do. But if to show you saver with the smart saver, another 10,500 naira for the climb up. Now 15% interest per annum be that too.
Una dey use smart cash buy data, airtime and pay bills. Now we don add the smart saver. You go get 15% interest on any amount you save, and the interest go dey drop for your account every day. You fit comot your money anytime. The best part be say you fit start with any amount. Dial *939# or download the smart cash app make you sef begin dey enjoy. Smart cash na by Airtel. Terms and conditions dey sha o. Money matter na sense.
Wake up, it's choco time. Dano Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open, pour, and enjoy the chocolatey ride. Dano Choco 3-in-1, ooh, taste it, love it. Dano Choco 3-in-1, ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco 3-in-1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
Waiting happen. Every time I do small transaction, they don't slam me with original extra charges, SMS alerts, bank transfer, even bill payment safe. They know they pity person at all. You never hear say with smart cash, you fit send money go another bank, pay your bills, and receive SMS alerts all for free. For free? Yes, now for free. Then go even pay you 15% interest per annum on top your savings.
Hey, cut some for me now. If you join Smart Cash,
dial *939# or download the Smart Cash app today to begin enjoy zero extra charges on all transactions. Smart Cash, money matter na sense. Smart Cash na by Airtel.
Win from over 80 million naira in cash and exciting prizes in the Golden Hunt promo.
This promo, there's no need for advert anymore.
Because
my mom alone can hunt down any gist. How much more 80 million naira in prizes with the whole family involved?
Naija, let the Golden Hunt begin. Just buy any Golden Morn Golden Hunt 30 gram or 45 gram promo pack. Look inside for a unique code and dial *8011*1# for a chance to win big. Promo ends April 15, 2026. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
Láti ọdún 1960 ni a ti ń kọ́lé. Ṣùgbọ́n tayọ àwọn ọ̀nà àti afárá a kó àwọn èròǹgbà láti sopọ̀ ní ìletò gbogbo jákèjádò.
Èèyàn mi, léde wá tilẹ̀ yàtọ̀, ìrẹsì jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù so wá pọ̀.
Tayọ àwọn ibùgbé a kó ìbáṣepọ̀ láàrin àwọn ẹbí, ọ̀rẹ́ àti ará.
Ìyá mi, ìyá àgbà àti bàbá àgbà ti dé o.
Tayọ àwọn ọ́fíìsì a kó ìpìlẹ̀ fún ìfìdímúlẹ̀ ibùdó agbára ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ilẹ̀ Áfíríkà.
Àwọn kókó inú ìròyìn náà pẹ̀lú GDP.
Tayọ àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ a kó àwùjọ, iṣẹ́ ọpọlọ àti ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè. Tayọ àwọn ibùdó ìdárayá a kó ìnífẹ̀ẹ́sí àti ìmúlòkùnkúndùn orílẹ̀-èdè. Pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ àwa àti yín, a ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ìpìlẹ̀ àná àti òní. Pẹ̀lú àgbájọ ọwọ́, ó dájú pé a ó ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ohun tó kàn. Lafarge, ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Washington, àtayọ ilé kíkọ́ nìkan.
Ìgbà tó tó gbá ní ṣe baálẹ̀ gbọ́nmi-gbọ́nmi, àkèré tó tákèré ní ṣe baálẹ̀ odò, èèyàn tó bá téèyàn ní ṣe baálẹ̀ ọkọ̀ ìlú. Ètò òṣèlú níkànnì 32 FM lẹ́yìn tí máa pàdé àwọn àwòrò ṣàṣà olóṣèlú tòlútòlútò ohun àgbà òjẹ̀lágbò òṣèlú wa nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú atọ́kùn ètò Peter Ọlásùpọ̀. Captain P2 aago 11 òwúrọ̀ sí 12 ọ̀sán bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ajé lẹ́tọ̀ òṣèlú níkànnì 32 FM 94.9.
Ẹ mọ iye bàbá Chilawal dáadáa o.
Kódà mo mọ bí ìgbìyànjú.
Irú èèyàn wo ni bàbá Chilawal?
Ẹ rántí kó sowó olùbásubàsù ni wọ́n fi lè kó ìjọba nígbà tí. Ṣé yí ọkàn take undue advantage pé ó ń purọ́ fún àwọn kan pé ẹ̀hún ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún president wa. Láyé of course yes.
Òṣèlú dòdò mi. Báwo la ṣe ń ṣètò ìlú wa? Kí lójúṣe àwọn tá a yàn sípò? Kí làráàlú ń fẹ́? Lọ́dọ̀ àwọn tá a yàn sápèrè. Ẹ máa gbétò òṣèlú pẹ̀lú Peter Ọlásùpọ̀ Captain P2. Òṣèlú ọgbọ́n inú ọlọ́gbọ́n ńlọlọ́gbọ́n fi jẹun.
Imagine this. You're listening to the radio. The phone rings. It's you calling in. Your heart's pounding. as I ask, what is the capital of Azerbaijan? Baku! Your answer is correct. 4 more questions, each one tougher than the last. Final question. How many sides does a dodecahedron have? Yes, you have just won 5,000 naira. This could be your child on the Smart Kids Show. 5 questions, 5 subjects, 5,000 naira. Don't let your child miss out. Tune in every weekday, Mondays through Fridays on 32 FM 94.9, 7:30 to 7:55 a.m. Join the Smart Kids team. This show is for kids between the ages of 5 to 11.
32 FM
94.9.
Thank you for staying with us on Papers Review on 32 FM 94.9. Remember, we're live on Facebook, 32 FM 949. Drop your comment, like, and share the video. So we are joining our analyst this morning. Barrister Yomi Ogunola joins us virtually to help us make sense of the stories making headlines across the dailies today. Barrister, good morning, sir. Great to have you.
Toba, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Was to
Yes, good to have you.
It's good to have you too. Good morning, Nigeria.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack from the dailies this morning, but I'd like us to start off from Rivers because that's what is dominating the headlines today. And the state governor, Simlai Fubara, is speaking, is reaffirming his role as a leader of the state, pledging to uphold peace and security and not support any action that could threaten public safety. Gave the assurance on Saturday while speaking as a special guest at the final of the 2026 polo tournament organized in the state capital, Port Harcourt, at the weekend. He emphasized that protecting lives and property remains a top priority, reaffirming his commitment to fulfilling his promise to the people of Rivers State. This sounds like someone unperturbed by the drama, ensuing in his state, given how the lawmakers have vowed to continue with the impeachment process against him. Barrister.
Yes, thank you very much. When you see a man dancing by the riverside, where the drummer most probably will be inside the water. That's what the Yorubas say. So I think that is what is playing out. Fubara knows he has the backing of the president, and more importantly, he has the backing of the people. I think enough is enough. For the last how many years, the people of Rivers State have been denied the dividends of democracy. It's been one trouble, to another. And there is a need to focus on governance. I just want to appeal to all the parties concerned, to look at the bigger picture, the best for Rivers State and its people. And more importantly, Fubara should start playing politics. In politics, you cannot afford to be rigid. You have to be flexible. You don't have permanent enemies. You don't have permanent friends. All right?
Yeah.
Flexibility is the watchword. I wish him all the best.
Yeah, and now the president is back, after a couple of weeks away from the country. There are a lot of people anticipating another intervention from the presidency in this crisis. Does it look to you like the governor truly has the backing of the president in all of this? And what kind of intervention are you anticipating now that the president is back in the country?
We have a precedent. What happened in Lagos? The president was able to douse the tension. And so, why not now? Once the precedent has been laid, it is to be followed for the peace of Rivers State and Nigeria in general. And I think the president is very well able to do that.
Right. Okay, so let's leave Rivers very quickly. Still in the realm of politics, and this speaks to the governors, lawmakers who have been jumping ship to the ruling party in the last couple of months. The APC, a member of the National Working Committee, spoke yesterday to the Punch newspaper. He says the APC is ruling out granting automatic ticket to governors who have defected into the party. I mean, the defection, of course, generated a lot of conversation about one-party state and these governors trying to secure their second term, or in other cases, trying to ensure that they are on the side of the ruling party. But the APC is ruling out automatic return tickets for these defecting governors. They include Akwa Ibom State Governor 𝐒𝐻𝐿, Taraba State Governor Abu Kefas, River State Governor Sim Fubara, who joined the party recently, as well as Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf, who is rumored to also be eyeing a move from the NNPP to the APC. So there are those who are already reacting to this, saying that, the governors made the wrong move, made the wrong decision by joining the All Progressives Congress APC. There's also Sheriff Oboriwori of Delta State, Peter Mba of Enugu State as well, who moved from the PDP into the APC. There are also, several lawmakers in the National Assembly and even state houses of assembly across the country who have also jumped ship as well. The APC is saying no automatic return ticket for you. What do you make of this, and where does this put this affecting politicians? Because in politics, you have to calculate your move before you make a decision.
Well, isn't it obvious? If you are coming into our party, you want to get the ticket, you must do what they do. Bring money. It is all about money. That's what they're telling them. If you want to retain your ticket, you go spend money. So go and bring the money. I only pity the people in their states, because money that would have been judiciously applied for the upliftment of their states is going to be used to play politics. But I do see something. The possibility of an implosion in APC, when this year, 2026, just before the election year, because there is no doubt about it that these defecting politicians are going to trouble the waters in APC. But we can only wait to see how it plays out. It's a season film. Let's look and laugh, like Fela said.
Certainly. If you look at the dynamics in different states, you see some governors, for instance, in Enugu State, there were reports that one of the conditions the governor gave was that the ministerial nominee who had become minister at the time, Naji, was going to be removed before he joined the party. So there were those who put certain conditions on the table. There were those who appeared to have been coerced into joining the APC. For instance, there are those who said, Fubara in River State decided to join seeking the protection of the president. Apparently that is actually not working in his favor given the impeachment saga against him at the moment. So, do you think that some of these governors were coerced, perhaps, or other promises were made to them by the ruling party? In politics, it's all about negotiation and horse trading at the end of the day.
You see, one clear thing about the politics of today is that one man is ruling. One man and one man alone. But I do know that there are misgivings within the party, which is why I said the possibility of an implosion in that party. Because the president would want to have his way, but there will be some, troublemakers within the party that will want to stir a storm, So it is, the whole place is cloudy right now, no doubt about it. I do know something though, that not all those governors went into APC willingly. Some of them indeed were coerced.
How do you coerce a sitting governor that has the state resources and everything, at the palm of his hands, really? How do you coerce a state governor like that?
Threats. The president has security reports of every governor of every legislator. He has everything on his table. He knows what you are doing. He knows those who are collecting allocations and turning them to dollars from the bureau to change and so on. The president has everything. So it's in a very good position to lay the facts he has at the table and tell them to take their choice or make their choice. So there is that possibility. And of course, the possibility that riding with the winning horse, many of them will get their second-term tickets. So that's the greedy part of it from the governors.
Right.
But I know that a lot is going on, within the political turf. Again, we can only look and laugh.
Right. Okay. So let's still stay with the state governors. This time, the Socioeconomic Right and Accountability Project, SERAP, has filed a lawsuit against state governors, including Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, over their alleged failure to account for billions of naira spent as security votes since May 29, 2023. SERAP said the suit was prompted by persistent insecurity across several states in the country, including the FCT, despite huge funds allocated yearly to security votes, including reports of mass killings, kidnappings in Benue State and other violent incidents across the country. So the suit was filed last Friday at the Federal High Court in Abuja, asking that the court should, praying the courts to compel the state governors and the FCT minister to account for billions of naira spent as security votes. Barrister, security vote is always a very controversial subject. I remember, I think here in Oyo State at the time, it was even one of the reasons for the fracas between the late Adedibo and Ladoja at the time, when he reportedly asked for a certain percentage of the security votes that was coming to the governor. There are those who say governors don't even account for security votes. What do you make of this move by SERAP to ask the courts, to ask the governors to account for what they are doing with this money, because there's been an increase in the allocation to state government in the last 1 year thereabout?
SERAP is doing a wonderful job. It is a shame that we practice a democracy that is averse to transparency and accountability. I have a video clip that I posted on my Facebook page on the success story of Singapore. And that success story rests on three principles. It is called the MPH. Meritocracy for the M, pragmatism for the P, honesty for the H. You see, except we are able to imbibe this, we may not get anywhere. This situation where public office holders spend public money as though it was money from their estate or their father's estate is not good enough. Look at the case in Oyo, for instance. The president gave 30...
Please hold our thoughts, Barrister. Please hold our thoughts. We need to take this commercial break. When we get back, we'll be getting more thoughts on the stories making headlines across the dailies. We'll also be taking your reactions as well via our phone lines and the Facebook page. Do stay with us.
32 FM 94.9.
Brọ́dà mi bá mi yọ̀. Mo ti rá àádọ́rin ẹgbẹ̀rún náírà fi pamọ́ nínú àkókò yìí. Ọdún December tó ń bọ̀ yìí á yàtọ̀ o.
Ìyẹn máa dá o. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá jẹ́ wípé orí Smart Saver ló fi pamọ́ sí ni, ẹgbẹ̀rún lé ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà yóò ti gorí ẹ̀ o.
Ìpín márùndínlógún ìdá ọgọ́rùn-ún lọ́dún kan nìyẹn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ẹ ti fi Smart Cash ra data, ra àkókò ìbánisọ̀rọ̀, ẹ tún fi sanwó àwọn ohun èlò. Ní báyìí, a ti fi Smart Saver kún o. O lè rí tó ìpín márùndínlógún ìdá ọgọ́rùn-ún gbà ní ọdún kan lórí iyekíye tí o bá fi pamọ́. Ojoojúmọ́ ni ìpín rẹ yóò máa wọnú àkáǹtì rẹ. O lè gba owó rẹ nígbàkigbà. Ohun tó dára jù ni wípé o lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú iyekíye. Dáúnlóòdù áàpù Smart Cash kí ìwọ náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí jẹ̀gbádùn. Smart Cash látọwọ́ INT'L. Òfin àti ọ̀rọ̀ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ wà o. Money matter na sense.
1xBet stands with the fans. AFCON returns with passion, pride, and unforgettable moments. Football is more than a game. It's who we are. Play on 1xBet or in the app. Use promo code NGAF1 to get your bonus. The game won't start without the official partner, 1xBet. 18 plus. Play responsibly.
láti ọdún 1960 ni a ti ń kọ́lé ṣùgbọ́n tayọ àwọn ọ̀nà àti afárá a kó àwọn èròǹgbà láti sopọ̀ ní ìletò gbogbo jákèjádò.
èèyàn mi léde wá tilẹ̀ yàtọ̀ ìrẹsì jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù so wá pọ̀.
tayọ àwọn ibùgbé a kó ìbáṣepọ̀ láàrin àwọn ẹbí ọ̀rẹ́ àti ará.
ìyá mi ìyá àgbà àti bàbá àgbà ti dé o.
tayọ àwọn ọ́fíìsì a kọ́ ìpìlẹ̀ fún ìfìdímúlẹ̀ ibùdó agbára ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ilẹ̀ áfíríkà.
àwọn kókó inú ìròyìn náà pẹ̀lú GDP.
tayọ àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ a kọ́ àwùjọ iṣẹ́ ọpọlọ àti ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè. tayọ àwọn ibùdó ìdárayá a kọ́ ìnífẹ̀ẹ́sí àti ìmúlòkùnkúndùn orílẹ̀-èdè. pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ àwa àti yín a ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ìpìlẹ̀ àná àti òní pẹ̀lú àgbájọ ọwọ́ ó dájú pé a ó ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ohun tó kàn. Lafarge ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Washin àtayọ ilé kíkọ́ nìkan.
Win from over 80 million naira in cash and exciting prizes in the Golden Hunt promo.
This promo, there's no need for advert anymore.
Because
my mom alone can hunt down any gist. How much more 80 million naira in prizes with the whole family involved?
Naija, let the Golden Hunt begin. Just buy any Golden Morn Golden Hunt 30 gram or 45 gram promo pack. Look inside for a unique code and dial star 8011 star 1 hash for a chance to win big. Promo ends April 15, 2026. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
Life is a series of decisions, from where to live, who to marry, to even what to eat. As you navigate these choices, we hope you've made the right ones so far. Now, let's talk about making a smart investment decision. Investing with Soft Sands Property, a leading real estate organization in partnership with 32FM 94.9, could be one of the best choices you'll ever make. With our innovative estates like Orange Estate in Ido, Mango Estate in Akufo, and soon Banana Estate in Omiadi, you have numerous excellent options. Partnering with Soft Sands Property could be the game changer you need. Call or WhatsApp 0911 555 0055 or 0916 461 5000 or visit www.softsandsproperty.com for more information. Soft Sands, created to house the world.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ó ga o, gbogbo ìgbà tí mo bá fi owó ránṣẹ́ tàbí gbowó wọlé fíá, wọ́n kàn máa fa oríṣiríṣi owó yọ lọ́wọ́ mi ni. Owó àláàtì, owó ìfowóránṣẹ́ àti owó lórí pé mo san bíìlì pẹ̀lú. Mo kàn láàánú ènìyàn rárá o. Ṣé o ti gbọ́ pé pẹ̀lú Smart Cash, o lè fi owó ránṣẹ́ sí ilé ìfowópamọ́ mìíràn, san gbogbo bíìlì rẹ, kó dẹ̀ tún gba àláàtì, gbogbo rẹ̀ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́? Kódà, wọ́n tún máa san ìdá 15% owó èlérí fún ẹ lórí owó tí o bá fi pamọ́ lọ́dún. Ṣé lóòótọ́? Àwẹ̀ fọ́nà mi. Báwo ni mo ṣe máa darapọ̀ mọ́ Smart Cash? Ó yá ká lọ. Kàn tẹ *939# tàbí kí o dáńlóòdù áàpù Smart Cash lónìí kí o lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gbádùn gbogbo ìdúnàdúrà rẹ láì ní owó àfikún kankan. Smart Cash, money matter na sense. Smart Cash wá látọwọ́ INT'L.
Imagine this. You're listening to the radio. The phone rings. It's you calling in. Your heart's pounding. As I ask, what is the capital of Azerbaijan? Baku! Your answer is correct. 4 more questions, each one tougher than the last. Final question. How many sides does a dodecahedron have? Yes, you have just won 5,000 naira. This could be your child on the Smart Kids Show. 5 questions, 5 subjects, 5,000 naira. Don't let your child miss out. Tune in every weekday, Mondays through Fridays on 32FM 94.9, 7:30 to 7:55 a.m. Join the Smart Kids team. This show is for kids between the ages of 5 to 11.
32 FM
94.9.
Welcome back. Papers Review right here on 32 FM 94.9. We see our Barrister Yomi Ogunla with us on the line, helping us to break down the stories making headlines across the dailies this morning. Barrister, Thank you for staying with us. You were making a point about state governors and security votes before we went on that break.
Exactly. Now, why do you give a stethoscope to a farmer? What is he going to use it for? Because the state governors have no control over the security apparatuses of the state. And those of them who are bold enough to set up security outfits are having a lot of problems with the central government. In fairness to some of them, money from the security vote is used sometimes to buy utility vehicles for particularly the police. And I think, or I want to believe, that some of them, particularly in the north, may also be using it to pay ransom to terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers. But the annoying thing about it all is the lack of accountability, the lack of transparency. We must know what is happening. I was going to cite the example in
Oyo State. Yeah.
You know, the Bodija explosion. Imagine the presidency releasing 30 billion to a state government and nobody knew. There was no record of it. All thanks to Fayoshe that exposed everything. And then the Oyo State governor himself collected that huge amount of money.
Yeah, and Barrister, interestingly, that you mentioned that because there's a group, according to the Punch, called the Human and Environmental Development Agenda. They've written a petition to the EFCC over alleged diversion and criminal breach of trust involving 30 billion released by the federal government to Oyo State government in the aftermath of the January 2024 Bodija explosion. So they're asking the EFCC to investigate this fund and tell Nigerians or your state's residents how the funds were applied to relief and compensation of victims, while the federal government 30 billion remained largely unaccounted for. So I just wanted to bring your attention to that as well, that a group has petitioned the EFCC regarding this case.
Must the EFCC wait? What are they all doing? It is being used now as an attack dog for the government at the center. That shouldn't be the calling of EFCC. The NFIU and other agencies involved with tracing and tracking, diversion of money need not be told to do their jobs.
Right.
These are some of the things that we really need to correct.
Okay, so let's open the phone lines for you now. If you want to be a part of the conversation, you can call 0705 5000 949, 0809 7000 949, 0906 2000 949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Bumi Adefusi calling from Apata. I greet your guest. I greet your analyst, rather.
Thank you. Good morning.
You see, Serap is doing a fantastic job by calling on the federal government, by calling on the EFCC to do their job. You see, just of recent, 120 billion naira. Serap said power sector should be proved, which is quite commendable. Now, he said they should prove the state governments as well on the state governors as well on the security vote. Well, if you go out now to anywhere in Oyo State, you will see donated by your state government. Also, government bought surveillance fighter jets, surveillance jets now. They are using the money judicially. I don't know, maybe it is true with all of that, because some of governors are not accountable. That is that. And regarding the 30 billion naira, we are in the era of politics. And do state government owe us an explanation of how they spend the money. But the thing is it only the state government that is collecting the money? If you look at the documents very well, the Fayoshe presented, they said the money is for construction and not for compensation. And if you go to Bodija, is there anything going on in that Bodija? Is there any construction in that Bodija? That's the question we need to be asking ourselves. So we should be going in the right way, and we should also know that there is politics, and we should also know that there is reality. That's my submission. Good morning.
Right, good morning. Thank you very much. 0705 5000 949 0009 7000 949 0906 2000 949. In case you haven't heard, Paper's review time has been extended, so we're going to be here till 7:30 this morning, and then Smart Kids Show kickstart at 7:30 till 8 a.m. So we have enough time to get your contribution, get your thoughts on the stories across the dailies, and also get your comments on Facebook as well. So let me quickly read some comments on Facebook. Okedron Batunde says, Fubara should do the needful and deliver dividends of democracy. The lawmakers loyal to Wike should be recalled because they are no longer loyal to the electorate but to an individual. Starbeam says, God help Fubara. As for kidnapping, Nigerians have more coming. A society that accommodated and celebrated Yahoo boys. Surely those who are not knowledgeable enough to commit internet crimes to use what they can to get what they need to. Okay, Mabatude says the crisis is loading in APC. It's just a matter of time. The political post will go to the highest bidder. The defectors will strategize to take over the party. APC would implode. It's just a matter of time. Thank you very much. Tulokwademi says, good morning. The silence of Mr. President on Rivers State crisis could be dangerous at this time as the Assembly still insists on impeaching the governor. I hope Rivers State will not explode this time by the president's silence, because one would have expected him to have called Wike to order, but he seems to be concerned only with winning Rivers State at all cost. Prince Blume Adefisi says, morning to you in the studio. Not only are your state that is collecting money from the federal government, and let the government at the center also list all the 36 states that receive money close to 1 trillion naira. Lagos State got over 101 billion, but the question is there explosion in Lagos as well? What politics are we playing? Thank you very much. That's 0705 5000 949 0906 2000 949 009 7000 949. Barrister, let's quickly go to Uganda, where Yoweri Museveni won a record 7th term at the age of 81 in office as the president of Uganda, and he was addressing the press after his victory yesterday, saying that opposition politicians were terrorists who had tried to use violence to overturn the result. In fact, the AU, the African Union, also commended the conduct of the election and congratulated Museveni on his victory. Official results showed Museveni won by landslide, 72% from the election, but the poll was criticized by some election observers due to heavy repression of opposition and an internet blackout as well. As we speak, the whereabouts of an opposition leader, Bobby Wine, whose real name is Robert Kyagulanyi, won 25% of the vote. His whereabouts is currently uncertain. They said he had escaped a police raid on his hometown and is currently in hiding. So Museveni at 81, 7th term as president of Uganda, another sit-tight leader in Africa. Barrister.
I am not surprised. The environment is very conducive for those who elect to so act. Can you imagine the African Union congratulating a man 81 years old who has come out for the 7th time in his country? It means every other person in his country must be a fool. He is the only wise man. Is that the true position? You see, this is what we're saying. The same thing. ECOWAS will do the same thing for sit-tight presidents, head of states in West Africa. Look at the case of Cameroon. What did ECOWAS do about it? Nothing. Applaud him, perhaps, but when the military strike, that's when you will now hear them. But you all know, we all know, that the only reason why the military strikes is because the politicians refuse, neglect, and fail to follow the rules of the game. They silence opposition, they pocket the security apparatuses of the state, the electoral bodies are not allowed to function independently as their name suggests, they manipulate results. They do all kinds of things to kill democracy. And worse still, they are not transparent. They are not accountable to the people. The people do not matter in their scheme. What kind of democracy is that? What is the future of the kind of democracy that we're practicing? This is why perhaps we are having groups, violent groups emerging, because those who make peaceful change impossible open the doors for the alternatives, which more often than not are violent and what have you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite interesting because he's been in power since the 80s, as a matter of fact. And also Ugandan citizens that are maybe less than 40 or, a little bit over 40 have not known any leader apart from Yoweri Museveni in their lifetime.
The question to ask,
yes.
Has he made that country any better? Are the people living better? Are they enjoying the dividends of democracy? This is a Museveni that has almost all his family members holding political office. What kind of rulership is that?
All right, 0705 5000 949, 009 7000 949, 0906 2000 949. You can also join us via Facebook. That's 32FM 949 for you. Let's come back to Nigeria now. There is a report on the New York Times that the United States relied on information from a screwdriver trader in Onitsha, Anambra State, to launch airstrikes in Nigeria. So this is an exclusive report from the New York Times. The story highlighted how a certain Mr. Emeka Umeagbalasi, a small screwdriver trader in Onitsha, who doubles as a civil society activist, became influential and a controversial source for U.S. politicians, including Senator Ted Cruz, in pushing the narrative that Christians are being deliberately targeted for genocide in Nigeria. So in October, U.S. President Donald Trump redesignated us as a country of particular concern in response to allegations of Christian genocide in the country. This is, very interesting for me, Barrister, because, the federal government said that the airstrike was carried out in collaboration with the U.S. government. In fact, they say the presidency authorized that airstrike. But reading the story from the New York Times yesterday, saying that the U.S. actually relied on a screwdriver in the eastern part of the country, a screwdriver trader on the eastern part of the country, to launch an airstrike in the northern part of Nigeria. Do you think it pokes holes in the story of the presidency about the collaboration and partnership with the United States government? Because this kind of intelligence report should have been provided by the Nigerian authorities if this story is anything to go by.
What Nigerian authority? What authority do they have? Before the Trump intervention, were they not all sleeping? They were only awoken by Trump, the strong man Trump. the beginning of reason for our rulers in Africa. In any case, the Americans can get intelligence from the most unexpected ways. They have the means, they have the wherewithal. And I know that Tinubu is not in the good books of Trump. That is for certain. But we know we have a government that is built on deceit, on lies, on propaganda. They can even tell you that every night Tinubu speaks with Trump on phone. That's what we are getting in this country. But those who know that, yes, to an extent, the Nigerian government was given a little, appearance on the scene, no doubt about it. But intelligence was never shared with them. The Americans have a precedent, at the time when Jonathan had invited America to intervene in the crisis, foisted on us by Boko Haram, intelligence leaked on a mission. And it was only because the Americans were not asleep that their soldiers were saved. So how can you trust such people? How can you trust such a government?
Yeah,
America is doing what it wants to do and will do it even without the consent of the Nigerian government.
Does it also not speak to, the, how do I say this now? I mean, how the American government operates? Because how do you carry out a precise airstrike on a foreign land and you rely on intelligence provided by a trader, who is far away in another region from where you want to carry out the airstrike? Does it not speak to, how the Trump administration operates sometimes in a flippant manner?
I don't think that story is completely true. There could have been, some intelligence that was gathered from whoever is claimed, but the American operation could not have been hinged solely on the intelligence provided by that individual. My opinion, though,
right,
I think there will be more.
Right.
Don't forget that America is watching everywhere on satellite.
Certainly.
I
bet they're watching us right now.
They are watching us. This I'm a defila.
All right. So let's come back to your state. I mean, the issue of rivalry between royal fathers or amongst royal fathers in the state is also generating conversation across different platforms. Remember the video that went viral after that interfaith gathering in your state where the Olubadan appeared to have declined a handshake from the Alaafin, and then the controversy over the chairman of the Council of Obas in the state, the response from the Alaafin. But now the special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Temitope Ajayi, has also sparked widespread debate regarding the rivalry amongst traditional rulers. This time he's saying that, look, the era of imperial dominance associated with the old Oyo Empire has passed. He also stated that no traditional ruler holds supremacy over others in contemporary Yoruba society. He made the remarks on his X account at the weekend, where he attached a photograph of the current Alaafin, Oba Abimbola Akeem Owode, while advancing his argument against perceived hierarchical superiority and rivalry among Yoruba monarchs. What do you make of this argument? Because, a lot of people have been talking about this, saying, the Alaafin old supremacy is the one that can confer a title that, covers the entire Yoruba land. Those who are on the side of the Oni of Ife, there are those who are also saying, look, this era of imperial dominance is over. In fact, the traditional ruler, by virtue of the constitution, can even be removed by the state governor. Some even say if we had functional local government areas, they're under a local government chairman, just like they were under the native authority system during the colonial era at the time. But the presidency, through the essay to the president, is saying, look, this era is over. Enough of this rivalry and battle of supremacy. Barrister.
Yes, thank you very much. Our traditional institution as it is today is the product of the mess that was created by politicians. But truth must be said. Let our traditional rulers realize that we are no longer in the past. We must start living the present. And I want to disagree with the spokesman for the president on his submission. Yes, a Kabiyesi or traditional ruler can still superintend over some other obas if they are below him. But once a traditional ruler is a first-class traditional ruler, they become one. No one is greater than the other. Yes, you can be greater than the secondary KBCs in your domain. But when it comes to first-class obas, you are, equals. And so the idea of sharing the position of chairman of the Council of Obas and Chiefs shouldn't be any problem. I think our traditional rulers should look at the picture, the greater picture.
Right.
Nigeria, as it is now, what input can come from the traditional rulers to move us forward rather than the distractions that they create?
Yeah.
I don't know what is wrong. The days of Oyo Empire are gone.
Yeah.
Who is still living in that past? You had better wake up from your slumber.
Yeah, and it's interesting because this rivalry usually comes, between the Alaafin and the Ooni, and it predates the current Alaafin and the Ooni of Ife, actually, to be fair, because even during the era of the late Shijuade and the former Alaafin, that's Oba Lamidi Adeyemi III, we also had that kind of rivalry, intense one as a matter of fact, between both of them. Would you say it was politicians that, created this, supremacy battle amongst this, traditional rulers?
Yes, the colonialists and then the inheritors of their powers, the politicians. There was a time when the Ooni of Ife was accepted by all southwestern traditional rulers as their spiritual head. There was such a time. It was after the death of I cannot remember the name now, Alaafin of Oyo, that the last Alaafin of Oyo started making moves, to change what was on the table.
So I guess you're talking about Adesoji Aderemi, the Ooni of Ife at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Adesoji Aderemi, But if you look at it, you will see the imprint of the politicians.
Right.
Particularly the action group leaders and the UPN. That was what they became later.
Yes.
It is the effect of what they did that we are reaping now. What they sowed then.
Right.
But
thank you.
Today, our traditional rulers, majority of them, are very well educated and they know history and they can project into the future. I think they should start making themselves relevant because right now they are giving us every reason to shut down that institution.
Right. Thank you so much, Barrister. Quickly before we go, on Facebook, Omo Adekunle says, on the 30 billion naira relief fund, not every money received by the government is known to the citizen. This is part of APC's propaganda. It is political. Did other beneficiary government tell their citizens about the money they received? Why can't they release the other beneficiary state government on the document? Where is the remaining 20 billion from the federal government? Since your state government has already told us they've not touched the money. Kedim Obatunde says, PBAT, give us Ibadan State to solve the misunderstanding between these monarchs. It is unfortunate that insurgency has become a lucrative business in Nigeria due to the attitude of both the federal government and National Assembly to implement the state police so as to ensure adequate security at the local level. That's it on Papers Review this morning. Thank you, Barrister Yomi Ogunlola. Thank you, dear listener. Up next is a Smart Kids Show with Auntie Sumbo. My name is OLORUNTOBA YUSUF. Thank you for joining us. Bye for now.